What's up, everybody? Let me talk about today's General Hospital episode right quick. This may be a short video, because I don't really got much to say about this episode, honestly. It was a good episode, true enough, but I really don't have much to say about it. I am pretty much enjoying, for the past 2-3 weeks, I have pretty much been enjoying GH. A lot of the story, and the reason I've been enjoying it, because a lot of these storylines are moving along. These storylines are moving. And next week, from what I hear, next week is gonna be another good week. From what I'm understanding, all these. I'm sorry, I just hit the camera with my headphones. But anyway, a lot of these storylines are moving along. I'm glad to see a lot of them are moving along. But let's talk about today's episode. And also, I've been liking the storyline transition for this week and last week. So last week they were talking about a whole bunch of the EOQ Kiki stuff and the stuff that went on with the Quartermains and Connie and all that. That was basically all last week. But this week it's been a whole bunch. It's been basically everything involving all these pregnancies. And like I said, I'm glad next week. From what I hear, Max is gonna have her start. Max is gonna go into labor next week. From what I understand, she goes into labor next week. But anyway, let me talk about today's episode. I'm just gonna say something. Even though I've been saying I'm over these whole pregnancy storylines, what happens after these storylines, after these babies are born, that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. Because we know it's going to be a lot of shit. It's going to be a lot of drama coming up. Because today, Lulu was sitting there talking to Dante, saying how they have a problem about, they have a little small problem with Maxie basically. She feels Maxie basically is growing attached to their baby. I'm like, Lulu, if only you knew, the reason she's growing attached to the baby is because it's actually her baby. It's not y'all's baby. But yeah. But, and I'm not gonna lie to you, Lulu in a way is kind of getting on my nerves with all this and that. Well, I understand her concern, because she in a way has grown attached to the baby, even though she's not carrying the baby, but she is in fact going attached to it, because she thinks that's her baby. But like I said, I just got a feeling that the baby Britt's carrying is, I just got a good feeling that that's Lulu and Dante, one of their unfertilized rotten eggs. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, that's how I feel like all this is gonna end. And basically with all this, Patrick still thinking he's the father of Britt's baby, and I didn't really care about none of this stuff him and Sabrina was talking about today. Sabrina was basically sitting there telling Patrick about Dr. Olbrich, and about how Felix and Spinelli have dug up a lot of stuff about Dr. Olbrich, and how her real name is Lisa. Lisa Westbourne, but she changed it to Lisa Olbrich. And she basically sitting there telling Patrick, and Patrick basically says how she shows him a picture of her when she was younger, and Patrick basically says, I've seen her before, because we all know after the nurse's ball, when Britt announced her pregnancy, Dr. Olbrich ran into Patrick and said something about how sorry she was about Robin and whatnot. While that's going on, Dr. Westbourne is sitting there talking to Britt. She was about to just really sit there and tell Britt, basically spilling everything to Britt. She basically Britt basically suckers her into admitting that she was the one that poisoned Duke. We all know she was trying to poison Anna, but she confessed to poisoning Duke. And Britt basically says that you basically gave him enough doses to basically kill someone. Gave him a large enough dosage to kill someone. But apparently, from what I heard, the rumor that Duke's supposed to be going into a coma. For the time being, right now, that doesn't look so. I mean, you know how spoilers can be like, go all over the place. Spoilers can be wrong, and I like Duke. I actually pretty much like Duke, and I hope that spoiler is wrong. We don't need any more people in this in comas on this show. But anyway, but yeah, Dr. Olbrich was sitting there confessing everything to Britt. She was basically sitting there reminiscing about how when she bought Robin and Jerry and whatnot, they didn't show Robin nor Jerry's face. I don't know if they can or not, because those two actors aren't on the show. I'm not sure if they can or not. They can show those characters yet. But like I said, there's been lots of rumors about Robin coming back, and from what I hear, this stuff that's going on with Luke kind of transitioned into that. This stuff that's going on with Luke is what's gonna bring Robin back onto the show. But anyway, he and Holly were actually. Apparently they were in Pennsylvania. I didn't know they were in Pennsylvania. A lot of people on Twitter told me that they were in like Corinth, Pennsylvania, or something like that. at some mansion where something called the Loving murders took place. Apparently I had the slightest idea about this, but apparently Loving was an old ABC soap opera. Okay, came on like in the '90s. I know it had Laura Wright, Lisa Lo Cicero, Roger Howarth was on it. I know they were on the show. From what I understand, they were on the show. Now y'all know they play Carly, Olivia, and Franco respectively. They were on the show. Back in the '90s, it was called Loving. I know they had another show called The City. I don't really know much about that either, but from what I understand, that show had Angie Hubbard or something on there from All My Children fame and whatnot. But yeah, moving on from that. Apparently Luke and Holly were at that house. We're at the house where some murders on that show took place, and it was an old abandoned house, and they were basically just sitting there saying that that's where Jerry has been hiding out at, and they kept discovering stuff, and they when well, long story short, Holly discovered a wheelchair or something. She basically said it was a newer model for a wheelchair that wheelchair that Jerry and Dr. Olbrich and Faison and all them, I guess, where they had Robin in that wheelchair they had Robin in, had Robin tied to. You know, the last time we saw Robin. But anyway, Holly finds that wheelchair. Excuse me, and Luke basically figures out that they basically figure out excuse me, whoever's been whoever's basically been in that wheelchair, whoever was in that wheelchair, been using that wheelchair, is probably still in that house. And then so Holly goes around searching the house and whatnot, um, and she doesn't find anything. But Luke actually figures out that a wall in the house was like basically like well, I guess it was like freshly painted or something like that. Had Holly feel on the walls or whatnot, and he said that like a bookshelf or something like this bookshelf was like was against that wall, and so they moved the bookshelf out of the way, and they find the door, and then Luke kicks the door open, but they didn't show what they found behind that door, but Luke kicks the door open, or tries to kick the door, begins to kick the door open. But anyway, I'm interested in seeing what from what I hear, this is the storyline that's gonna bring Robin back into town, gonna bring Robin back into the fold. That's what I've heard. But anyway, and they seriously do it. I love Kimberly McCullough on this show, and I respect. I know she wants to do her directing thing, but I kind of miss her on GH. But I know she wants. I respect her decision to go off and start doing directing and whatnot. Want to be a director and whatnot. I respect that, but I wouldn't mind seeing her back on GH. And especially for this Patrick stuff, because I'm over Patrick and Sabrina. I mean, I can't get into their relationship. I'm sorry, I can't get into Patrick and Sabrina's relationship. But now let me talk about Mac and Felicia's wedding. So Mac and Felicia their wedding starts today. Maxie goes and sees Duke, and basically asks Duke, would it be okay if they went on and had the wedding, and basically said who would be Mac's best man, and Duke says Kevin could do it. And they said, but since Lucy's the one performing the wedding, how was Lucy a minister? I will never know. But Lucy's the minister. Lucy basically officiates the wedding, and long story short, they suggest that Mac winds up leaving, not Mac. Kevin winds up leaving. 'Cause I guess to go see a patient. We see that for tomorrow's episode. That patient is Connie. To go see a patient or something like that, and anyway, so Spinelli they decided that Spinelli's gonna stand in for Kevin. Well, stand in for Kevin to be Mac's best man, and so the wedding starts. It's getting ready to start, and Emma she's the she's the flower girl and whatnot, and Max is the maid of honor and whatnot, and the wedding's about to get ready to start, but we eventually find out that somebody mysterious is coming in. I can go ahead and already tell you who it is. It's Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons is back. I don't know why they brought Richard Simmons back. It's probably gonna be a little fun. It's probably gonna give me life anyway. It's probably gonna be funny, but I know it's Richard Simmons that they're bringing back. Who that was at the very end. That's Richard Simmons. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about today's episode. That's really all I got to say about today's episode. Well, that's something else I want to kind of discuss. Anna and Dante basically. Well, Duke tells Anna that Dr. Obert was the one that Dr. Obert was the one that poisoned him, and he also tells her that well she also knows that she's the one that basically gave poisoned Robert too, and so Anna's basically going to hunt down Dr. Oprich, and apparently her and Dante Felix give and it was kind of dumb in a way. I mean, I guess Felix don't got anything to hide. But I was sitting there like Felix, I hope you don't have anything mysterious or anything that can incriminate you in your apartment, because he basically gave Anna his whole basically gave Anna his house key and basically told her told her where he lives and whatnot. But anyway, I'm like, Felix, I hope you ain't got any warrants or anything like that. But anyway, let me know how you guys felt about today's episode. Leave me a comment below. But anyway, let me know how you guys felt about today's episode. If you want me to go more in depth about what I about today's episode, I can try to do that in the comment section. Because, like I said, today's episode was good, but I really don't have much to say about it because it was just it was a decent, pretty good episode. But anyway, let me know how you guys feel about today's episode. Leave me a comment below. Anyway, this is Dominic checking out. Peace, God bless, and I'm out.